I've always been fascinated by history and its connection to our present time. But as I study history more, I realize that it's not just connected to our present time, but it's also connected to our salvation. The Bible, one of the greatest books ever written, mentions a great city in secular history. The city was called Babylon, and is mentioned in the Bible 260 times. This pushed my curiosity. I wanted to find out why this city was mentioned so many times in the Bible, what it says about its future, what it says about its past. So I decided to start my research from the very beginning. My research begins in the very first book of the Bible, the book of Genesis. This is where Babylon is first mentioned in the entire Bible, soon after the destruction of the world by the great flood. And from the genealogy of Noah to the genealogy of Ham, his son, came the kingdom of Babel, or Babylon, in the land of Shinar. The Tower of Babel was actually a Babylonian temple called a ziggurat. Ziggurats were built to reach near the heavens. This was so that the gods could be contacted by the humans and worshipped. Obviously, this could have been done on ground level, but the Babylonians believed that they would be nearer the gods. The Tower of Babel, or the temple, or ziggurat, was actually built in King Hammurabi's time in the year 1792 BC. This temple had very little documentation, but the temple built in Nebuchadnezzar's time has a large amount of documentation. This temple that King Hammurabi built might have been the same temple that King Nebuchadnezzar talks about in his chronicles. The Babylonian name for this temple was actually Etemenike, which means the house of the platform of heaven. Nebuchadnezzar actually speaks about this temple and how he completed it and how he finished the top and made it beautiful in his chronicle. So who is this King Nebuchadnezzar? Let us rewind to the year of 605 BC, at a time where the people of Israel tested the limits of their sins. In 605 BC, Nebuchadnezzar defeated Pharaoh Necho at the Battle of Carchemish, and then followed to invade Judah. To avoid further destruction of Jerusalem, King Jehoiakim changed his alliance from Egypt to Babylon. So when the Babylonians were at war with the Egyptians at the Battle of Carchemish, the King Josiah was also there with the battle, and unfortunately died. Jehoiakim paid tribute to the Babylonian kingdom for many years. In Nebuchadnezzar's fourth reign, he unsuccessfully tried to invade Egypt. This failure led to numerous rebellions in the states of Levant, which owed allegiance to the Babylonian kingdom, including Judah. King Jehoiakim stopped paying tributes to Babylon and took a pro-Egyptian position. Nebuchadnezzar was using the most common method of attack in those days of securely walled cities, a siege wall. A siege wall was intended to prevent all business and trade from entering or leaving the city, eventually causing Jerusalem to starve into surrender. This was the fall of Jerusalem, a city laid waste because of the sins of the Israelite people. Babylon became the new world power, the new world empire, and would reign for another 70 years. What's amazing is the prophecy and the promise that Jeremiah gives to his people from God. Ends in approximately 70 years, just as the prophet Jeremiah had prophesied. But Jeremiah isn't the first prophet or the last prophet to predict the future of Babylon. A Persian general by the name of Cyrus the Great was to destroy and conquer the Babylonian Empire. Nearly 200 years before Cyrus was even born, a guy by the name of Isaiah predicted his great success. How amazing is that? Cyrus the Great had no idea of the role that he was given by God himself. One night, King Nebuchadnezzar was asleep in his chambers, but was awakened by a nightmare. In the morning, he was frustrated because he was not able to remember anything that he had dreamed. So he called upon his wise men and asked them to tell him what he had dreamed and what it meant. None could do it except for one. Daniel and his friends prayed to God to receive the interpretation of the dream, and they did. This dream was no ordinary dream. This dream was a compilement of prophecies. It was a historical record given to Nebuchadnezzar from God on what is to come in the future. Important to King Nebuchadnezzar was the end of the Babylonian era. Previously, we had spoken about prophets proclaiming the future of the Babylonian Empire. But this was news to King Nebuchadnezzar. And unto thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee. Through history and prophecy we know who these people are, which kingdom would come after and defeat the Babylonian Empire, the Medes and the Persians. Nebuchadnezzar had long gone, but his great-grandson Belshazzar was the new leader of Babylon. One night during Belshazzar's parties, Babylon fell into the hands of the Medes and the Persians, led by the great general Cyrus, just as the prophets Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Daniel had predicted. That great city lost forever. The Bible has shown us accurate descriptions of scenes of history only found in textbooks. It provided information years before the events even occurred. This very little bit of history found in the Bible has already proven itself to be a reliable resource. The few topics that we have discussed in this film show us that the Bible is an accurate document of history. The Bible has shown us what is truth.